Tonight is Hey Shvat, um, and we said we're going to do the shir of yesterday also. So we're going to start from yesterday's shir, which is Dalet Shvat, on page Chof Hey. It's in the middle of chapter 19. As we said, usually a Jew would not sin. The only reason he sins and he doesn't feel it being separate from Hashem, because he's being fooled by the Nefesh HaBahamis, by the Yetzer Hara. And the Nefesh Elokis, which is in the person, it's in Golus over there. It's being all concealed, hidden. It's not revealed. That's why he's not listening to the godly soul. He's listening to the animalistic soul. And he says, today's shir, it's yesterday's, Elash Golus Hazeh, L'bchinas Chochma, his Chochma, which is, it's over there in the Chochma being revealed, the godly soul, but goes into Golus. He does not listen to his mind, to his seichel. He's listening to his heart. The only part of the neshama could go into Golus, which is part of Chochma, only the Chochma which is going below the level of Chochma. Mispashetes, it's the one, the level of Chochma that spreads out throughout the body. Over there could be some darkness and concealment. That level that spreads out to the body, since the body conceals on that level, over there could be he's being fooled. Aval shoyresh ve'ikar shel b'chinas chochma shebenefesh elokis, the origin and the main part of the chochma, not the level of being spread out to the body. The chochma, the way it is on the level of chochma, before it's spreading out through the rest of the body, that level, that's the essence of the level of chochma. That level, it's the main part of chochma stays in the moichin. That's like imagine the sun and shining over here. What we have over here, we don't have the sun right here. The sun is millions of miles away from us. What we have over here, it's the shine, the ray of the sun. Something by the chochma. The ikar chochma, the main level of chochma, remains in the brain. What shines down, what goes down, spreads out throughout the body and throughout our body, and that level could be a golus. Could be that you don't see the light of the chokhmah, but because it's being darkened by the nefesh habamis. But the ikar chokhmah, the way it's in nefesh elokis, the way it's up there, that level does not being clothed in that impure garments, the klipa shebelev, that level does not go into golus. That stays above. So what happened to that level? Why is not activate? Why it's not activated by us? Why it does not influence us to stop us from doing foolish things? By take great people, tzaddikim, or even level of beinanim, that level of chokhmah, it's take active by them, and that's why it prevents them from doing foolish things, because by them, the way the machine that it works, the way their organism works, moyach sholit alalev, mind controls the heart and the body. But by the Rishoyim, the wicked people that are below the level of Abainani, it says over there that level of Chokhmah, they have it too. They have a godliness in them. They have a godly soul, but over them, that level of Chokhmah going to sleep. Like we learn in very good base, by Abainani during davening is putting the Nefesh HaBahamis to sleep. By the Rishoyim, they're putting the Nefesh Elokis to sleep the whole time. It does not, they don't put it in a mode that it's active by them. They're putting it to sleep. As long as they are busy with their mind, and the desires of Olam Hazeh, materialistic world, so they're putting their Nefesh Elokis to sleep. That's why. And the level that spreads out through the rest of the body, it's concealed. The ikar level of chokhmah, which is it's holy, it's sleeping, And the light that spreads throughout the body, it's in concealment. Over there, the Yetzer Hara has the permission, is going to go talk about it more, to confuse them, to fool them. However, when they come to a test, and then something that's really a maker or breaker, and emunas Hashem, they know right now, if I do, I mean, the Yetzer Hara could fool me on a little stuff, but comes emunas Hashem, like I should drop completely God, and God forbid, uh, uh, go to completely something that's outright against Hashem, like idol worshipping. That level of emunah, it's above the level of das, of understanding, comprehension. V'nogo ad hanefesh, over there, that level, it touches to the depth of the soul. Lebchinas chochma shabo, that's the level of chochma that went to sleep. Azai hine oira mishanoso. That level, at that moment, comes a test, a big test. Over there, it's no more the Yetzer Hara cannot fool us. Oh, it's you okay? You're still a good Jew over there. No, over here, you over there, the nefesh elokis, the godly soul, which is in the chokhmah, not the way it's a level of oir hachokhmah, the light of the chokhmah. That's the chokhmah itself. It's like the sun itself, not the light of the sun. Over there, Mimela, that level wakes up at that moment. Now it's going to the mode of being activated. It wakes up, and now it's fighting for God. It's not going to fall into that. Is not falling into the test. He's staying above it. He's going to conquer the Yetzer Hara now. Moshe Kosov, Vayikatz Kiyoshen Havaya. It's posuk in Tehillim. Vayikatz Kiyoshen Havaya. Hashem will wake up, meaning Hashem. What it means over there, the Hashem, the godly soul which is in us. Every Jew has a godly soul, which was sleeping. Kiyoshen was sleeping now. Now it's Vayikatz. It's going to wake up at the Amod ben Yisoin be'emunah Savaya. It will stand up strong in the test that comes to the inyan of emunah. B'lishum tam v'das v'seichel musad. Now it doesn't have any negotiation over there, any argument. It's above all negotiation, above all arguments. When it's inyan of logical and thinking, then our mind could be contaminated. We could think the wrong way. But over here, it's nothing to do with right and wrong. It's above this thinking, above any logic. It's just turning, you don't do it, and that's it. He doesn't understand why, but suddenly he says, I cannot do it. I cannot do Avodah Zarah. I cannot go against Hashem outright. And he has have the koyach now, since his Ikar Nefesh Elokis wakes up in that moment, then he has that great koyach, the godly koyach, which is in him, to get stronger over the klippus and taivas of Elam Hazeh, the desires of materialistic world. Beheter or beisur, whether it's heter, whether it's isur, shurgal boim, belimo is boim. All of a sudden, he's willing to throw away everything that he got used to. Right now, he won't do anything that's against Hashem, that he got used to. And Adrabah, at that moment, when the Nefesh Elokis wakes up in him, he's not only not doing it, he's even despising things that's against Hashem. And he's willing to choose for himself Hashem, to choose the ways of Hashem. Says Hashem is, this is part of me, and I'm part of him. That's going to be my chelek and my goyrel. But the word chelek meaning it's my part, meaning Hashem, part of Hashem in me, and I'm part of Hashem. I'm on His side. But what's goyroloi? Goyroloi meaning it's my lot. What he wants to say, he talks about in other place, the Alter Rebbe. He says if the idea of a goyrol, that was one of the avodas in Yom Kippur. We used to do goyrolas on Yom Kippur. We did a goyrol. Which animal going to go to Korban Hashem, which going to go to Azazel, and we have an Indian of Goyrel Purim. The whole Purim, it's Pur, is a Goyrel, it's lot. The idea of Goyrel, when you buy a lottery, there's nothing logical over there. Why somebody wins or somebody doesn't win. I mean, it's more logical, people don't win. It's very It's exceptional if somebody wins, but even when you win, it's nothing logical over there. It's not mathematical. It's not. You cannot make yourself to win. It's nothing to do with your logic. Goyrel is above seichel. Same thing over here. A person's connection to Hashem. He is a chelik part of Hashem. It's above any logic. That's why over there logic doesn't work. You cannot argue. You cannot negotiate. It's against Hashem, and you go above. And over there, you connect the level of Amunah. Limser nafshoy. You're willing to give away your soul al kedushas shloi, and in order to do kiddush Hashem. Govru all of Kol Yomov, even though all his life, this Russia, the Klippos outsmarted him. They were stronger than him. And you could say, I can't deal with my Yetzer Hara. They said, oh, too strong, smarter than me. The Rishoim are in the authority of the heart. The Alter Rebbe mentioned this already second time. He mentioned this first time in Perek Yud Zayin. And over there he said that their punishment, that they because of how they didn't work hard to conquer the Yetzer Hara, they lost the ability to control the Yetzer Hara, and the Yetzer Hara controls them. However, even though again he got used to listen to the Yetzer Hara, but right now, when he has a test, again, this test is not in a small stuff. It's in Emunas Hashem. B'dvar Emunah b'Havaya echad sheyesuduso b'hararei kodesh. The union of Emunah, it's founded, it's rooted in holy mountains. When it comes from a very high place in the neshama. Oir and Sof Baruch Hu, and over there, that's the level of godliness. Oir and Sof Baruch Hu himself over there to tell me whether I'm going to be on his side, I'm going to go, God forbid, against him. All the klippos in that level are completely nullified. The klippos have certain koyach to fight the person, to challenge him, or even to fool him, but not in that high level. They could reach levels, but come to that high level. That's what it says over here. It should be a kodesh in very high mountains. To that level, that Tzaror cannot climb up. It says in that level, that's the level of chokhmah in the godly soul. Over there, it's clothed over there. In that level of chokhmah, again, clothed means it becomes part of it, mislabish. It becomes part in the level of chokhmah. Over there, Hashem is mislabish, meaning is being part of chokhmah over there. It's uniting together with the level of chokhmah. And kol klippos betelim v'tolim. At that level, all the klippos are nullified. V'hoyu kol yehoyu. That's like you don't even count them. They become like ayin v'efes. They turn to nothing. They become completely nullified. V'hoyu kol yehoyu mamish lifnei havaya, in front of Hashem. V'chsiv kol hagoyim k'ayin negdoi. It says the pasuk kol hagoyim k'ayin negdoi. All of them like nothing in front of him. What's the pshat? Obviously, they're nothing. I mean, who's stronger than Hashem? What's the pasuk trying to tell us? Meaning, pasuk telling us over there, in certain level, when there is concealment of godliness, concealment of light of Hashem, some people feel arrogant. They feel aniva afsi oid like Paro. It says me, my power. That comes over there, the big capital I, film, because you don't see godliness. But connectoi, when Hashem is in front of you, all of a sudden, kol hagoyim, all the klippos, all the strachra, all the egos becomes like ayin, completely being nullified over there. The reason, again, they were able to fool the person or to feel they have some koyach because there was a darkness, concealment, in the concealment and darkness, and the darkness over there comes out the klippa. But with the minute Hashem being revealed on that level of chokhmah of emunah, Hashem being revealed, so at that level, kol haklippas betelim v'tolim when there's a revelation of Hashem negdoi, they become ayin. All your enemies will get lost. Is for the kolpala of it. Again, in that level of the minute Hashem reveals Himself, they're getting lost. They're living away They're powerless. Something like you take wax. It's being melted when you put it in front of a fire. Put a candle on, it's going to be melted. Same thing when Hashem revealed himself, the fire of Hashem being revealed, all the goyim being destroyed, meaning all the sitra achra, the koiches that against Hashem, they're being melted like you melt a wax. The goyim, horim kadoinag namasum, mountains melted like doinag, like a wax, meaning. Again, even somebody is as strong like a mountain. The Tzarora, the Gemara at the end of Sukkah says the Tzarora is compared to a mountain. It looks like very powerful stuff, but all you have to do to fight the Tzarora, to conquer the Tzarora, is not conquer him directly. It's a big mountain. You can't. What you have to do, bring a lakus, bring godliness, bring the fire of Hashem, and it will melt on its own. And that's the level of emunah. So that's what the Alter Rebbe doing, as I said before, in all this 8 prokim, from Perek Yud Ches all the way to Perek Chafei, you're telling you could serve Hashem with your koach emunah, and when you reveal in you that koach emunah, it's so powerful, the koach of emunah in Hashem, that in that level, the Tzarora cannot challenge you. It cannot mess with you over there. In front of that koach of emunah is being melted. Oh, Rabbi, and so Baruch Hu, the light of Hashem, and so Baruch Hu, the infinite light of Hashem. This is Melubash. It's in our level of Chochma Shebenefesh, in the Chochma of our soul. Godel v'otzum koicha. Look at this word. It's big and it's great. It's very powerful, big and powerful. Of that koich that's in us. Again, this koich of Hashem. What makes us powerful? The koich of Hashem, which is in us. B'chochma shebenefesh. Godel v'otzum koicha kol kach. So powerful. Legarish v'litchos asitra achra v'aklipos. That could chase away the sitra achra. Could chase away the klipos. Shalo yuchlu yigu. They can't even touch the person. Afilu b'levushav. Not only to touch his soul, they can't even touch his levushim. As we mentioned before, levushim are shehem. It says right here, machshava dibur u'maisa. This is the garments of the neshama, the garment of nefesh elokis, the garment of that godly soul that we have. We express through those garments the neshama, which is machshava, the thought, speech, and action. Shalamuna savaya. Echad. If he says like this. Let's go a few more lines and we'll go back to it. Not only it doesn't mess the Tzarora, it doesn't even challenge you at that level, it doesn't fight with you on the level of the Neshama, it doesn't even challenge you the Tzarora on the level of Levushim. It comes to Emunas Hashem, not even b'machshava dibur u'maisa. We explained, Dahaino. A person could stand strong in that test, in that challenge. Limsar nafshoy, he could give over his soul, b'moisav nefesh, meaning be willing to die for God. For what? What they ask him to do? Afilu shel asas rak ez ma'isa levad. Neged emunas havaya echad. They ask him not to believe. Maybe they tell him, don't talk about, don't believe. Just they're asking him just. Do some kind of ma'isa and action to show that you're bowing down to Avodah Zarah. Afילו רק איזה מa'isa לבד, נגד אמונס הוויה אחד, כגון, like להשתחווה לעבודה זרה. אף שאינו מאמין בו כלל, בליבוי. If the goy tell, I know you don't believe in it. Just show me, respect me, bow down to my Avodah Zarah. A Jew, it's a levush ma'isa. It's action. It's a levush of the neshama action, but. His thought not there, his speech not there, his neshama not there. He doesn't believe in it. He wouldn't even do that. He wouldn't even impure his levush hamaisa when it comes to eating of avodah zarah. A Jew is not willing to do that. That's the same ma'isa that brought in Medrash on Megillas Eicha, the ma'isa Chana v'Shiva B'nei. There was a woman that the emperor wanted the children to bow down to Avodah Zarah. They all refused, one by one, from the bigger to the smaller, and he killed them all. And then the mother jumped and he says to Hashem, if Avraham Avinu brought you one korban, I brought you 7 korbanos. And what the king is asked, I know, he says, you guys don't believe. Just show me that you bow down. Show me respect. Show me some humility. They didn't want to do it, even though they didn't believe in Avodah Zarah. Something over here. A Jew is not willing to be involved in any shape and form. Comes to Avodah Zarah, even he doesn't believe in it. Even the guy would tell him, just bow down. That's all. No, you're willing to die and not do that. So it shows you that the person has the koyach in him, a great koyach to fight back the Sitra Achra and not impure himself, even a level of just levushim. It's the garments, make the garment dirty. It's Maisa. The Maisa of the garment of the Neshama, one of the garments is Maisa, is the action. It's a garment of the Neshama. Through that, the Neshama expresses itself through a Maisa. A Jew not willing to impure not only his Neshama, is a garment of the Neshama of Maisa. He doesn't believe in it. Something also talks about the garment of speech now. He's not willing to talk against Hashem, to believe in other authorities but Hashem. Even though deep inside, let's say he knows, I don't believe in what I'm going to say now to those goyim, he's not willing even to talk about it. That he's masking with them. Rak liboy sholem be'emuna savaya. He knows I don't believe in it, but let me just say it like they want to hear. He won't do that. Meaning he doesn't want to impure his ma'aseh, he doesn't want to impure his dibur, his speech, and of course, how much more he doesn't want to impure his thought. He doesn't believe in it. And why so become such a powerful person that determined not to do this? The bachshava dibur ma'aseh, where it's coming from, because on that level, the Yetzer Hara doesn't fool him, and over there, when that level wakes up, that he has a powerful koach from Hashem to be connected to Hashem. Zeh nikra d'chilu hanichlal b'rechimu, meaning he's afraid to be separated from Hashem. That's the d'chilu. It's fear. Hanichlal b'rechimu, when it comes. It's love. It comes from the love, because he deep inside the Jew is connected to Hashem, and at the most deepest level is the love to Hashem. Because of his connection to Hashem, Mimele is afraid to be separated from him, even on the most chitzonius way. It just looks on the outside, on the surface. I'm going to say something, do something. No, if that's going to indicate some kind of separation, even on the most external level, a Jew is willing to be moister nefesh for it. It's come from come to the level of love to Hashem. It's natural love, as we said earlier, regardless from the others. Every Jew has it. The reason sometimes we don't feel it, or we're not aware of it, because that level, by most people, it's covered up and it sleeps by us. The rotzen of the neshama, b'tiva, naturally, lidovek b'shor shom koiro, like he mentioned at the beginning of the perek, that the fire by nature wants to go up to its origin, the neshama by nature wants to go back and connect to Hashem. Lidovek b'shor shom koiro oiren so baruchum. Shmipnei ahava zu, v'rotzen zeh, because of that love, and that desire to connect to Hashem, he yereya, the neshama is a fear, u'mefachedes, b'tiva, naturally, the neshama afraid min goya b'ktzeh tumas avodah zarah chas v'shalom. Sheneged emunas havaya echad. The person, a Jew, is afraid to touch anything in of avodah zarah, not to impure himself. It's neged emunas havaya echad, and anything that will go against that inyan of achdus Hashem, against that. Even we're talking about in the external garments, Shem Dibur Omaisa. Obviously, Machshava, it's an internal garment to the neshama, what you think. Definitely he believes in Hashem. Even in the most chitzonius dekelavushim, which is speech and action, he wouldn't show anything that's going to go against Emunas Hashem. Even though he doesn't believe in it, he won't do it. Why? Because he doesn't want to impure even the level of the levushim and external levushim. So it shows again that the Jew deep inside is well connected to Hashem. So the reason a lot of Jews will see they go far away, because that's the part where the Yetzer Hara could fool them. that even to do whatever you do, you're still connected to Hashem. But that's the ruach shtus, and the reason most Jews could moiser nefesh potentially, and so many times throughout the history, even Anoshim Pshutim potentially was able, not potentially, they had the potential. They did it actually. Limser, they were moiser nefesh for Hashem, because on that level comes to the emunas Hashem. Over there, the Sarora cannot climb so up to mislead you, to fool you, and that's why over there that moment wakes up the lion in you, the part of Hashem that was sleeping in you, and you could fight with the like you said, the koyach godel of otzum, the big power against the Sarora. So today's shiur is starting Perek Chof. It's a shorter shiur today. Vine mudazois, and it's known the lakol to everybody ki mitzvahs v'azoras. Avodah Zorah, the mitzvah and azora, and a warning of Avodah Zorah. Shem shnei dibros harishonim. The two first dibros we had. Anoichi v'lo yelecha. Anoichi Hashem Elokecha is the first one that only believe in one God. V'lo yelecha, you shouldn't have any other gods. And klolos kol haTorah kula. This is the generally that's the whole entire Torah. All the mitzvahs essay goes under the umbrella of Anochi Hashem Elokecha. I'm your God. Mamela, listen to me. Do all my mitzvahs. Hashem says, and lo yelecha Elohim acherim. You shouldn't have any other gods. That's go and this under this umbrella goes all the negative mitzvahs. Dibur Anochi koilel kol ramach mitzvahs essay. Anochi, it's in composes in it all the positive mitzvahs. And the dibur of lo yelecha, shouldn't have any other gods. I think composes in it all the 365 negative mitzvahs. Only we heard those two dibras directly from Hashem, not from Moshe Rabbeinu. We heard Hashem Himself speaking to us. As Chazal telling us in Pnei Klolus HaTorah Kula. The reason we only heard those two, because this is that covers the whole entire Torah. The whole entire Torah you could compact in those two dibros. All mitzvahs essay, positive mitzvah, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. All mitzvahs los asa in lo yelecha Elokim acherim. Levayer heitev inyan zeh, to explain this well, we have to briefly mention Inyan Humus, Achdus Hashem Baruch Hu, the oneness of Hashem. What's that Inyan Shenikra Yochid Umeyuchad? He's single and he's unique. V'chol ma'aminim shu levado Yehu, and everybody believes that he's alone. He has no partners. As he was before the creation of the world, there was nothing here. Was Hashem Echad. That now that they created all this big world, it's still Hashem Echad, because everything is nullified to him. You are till the creation of the world, and you are also after the creation of the world. Cool, Pirush. Who mamash? What is that? You are before the creation, after the creation. Meaning, who mamash? He himself bli shum shinui. There was no change in him. The creation of the world did not make any change in him. Usually, when we go through changes, it's affecting us. Summer, winter, day, night, many changes we're going through throughout our life, and it's affecting us. By Hashem, all these changes doesn't affect him. It's a pasuk. It says over there, Loi Shonisi. I didn't repeat, but many times in Chassidus, most of the time we'll learn this from the word, not just Shonisi, repeat, Loi Shinisi. I didn't change. Ki olam hazeh v'chen kol ha'olamois ha'elyonim, this world, all the upper worlds, enam pe'alim shum shinu b'achlusa yisborech v'yiboro ma'ayin liyesh. They don't change anything in His oneness when they created something from nothing. Meaning, it's not like there is God and there's additional world and then additional stuff. There's nothing additional. It's all one God. The whole world is God, because without God would be no world. Yes, The same, he was alone. Before the creation, he was alone and unique. Before the world was created, same thing, he's himself after the creation. Why we're saying he's alone? We see the whole big world over here. So why we're saying he's still alone? The kulei kamai kaloi choshib. Because in front of Hashem, it's all considered to be nothing. It's all nullified to him. Not only because, as a comparison, how great he is, how bigger he is than us and greater than us. Not only because of that, because also without him, we would not be here. You could compare a small and a big stuff, and you could say that the small stuff, the small thing, not to smoke, it's nothing compared to the big stuff, but it's still something on its own, that small stuff. For example, I'll give you a muscle for it. You take a small candle. Small candle is very effective, could push a lot of darkness away, could bring to a room, dark room, a candle, it gives you a lot of light. But compare that small light of the candle to the light of the sun, it's nothing. Sun gives you billions of times more light than that little candle. It's like loses any value. However, even though it's compared to the sun, it's nothing, but still it's his own entity. It's a candle. It's his own light. It's not from the sun. It's small compared to the sun. It means it's almost meaningless, but it's still something. The world is not even a candle compared to the sun, because like I said, candle compared to that, it's still something. It's still a candle. The world compared to Hashem, it's mamash nothing. Why? Because without chayus of Hashem, if Hashem would not give life to the world, it would be nothing. So that's what he says over here. The kulei kamei kaloi choshiv. They compare to him. That's like they don't exist. The ayin v'efes mamash, and they're like ayin. It's like nothing. Because the creation of all the worlds, upper and lower world, being recreated every moment from nothing to something. It's in the Shara Yichud Emunah, he elaborates on this. Their life, their sustenance, that supports them to exist. What holds them, they should not go back to nothing. That's his words. Like I said, the Sharif of the Emunah, it goes through this, that without the words of Hashem, that Asura Mamora, that he created the world, they every moment here to give life to the world. If they would stop for a moment, it's like a life support. If you, God forbid, disconnect the life support from a person that needs the life support, he would die. The world would go to become nothing if Hashem would pull the plug out from his Asura Ma'amoras from the world. So what makes the world to exist, to be alive, to function, as the constant words of Hashem, the Asura Ma'amoras that's in the world. And that's why the world, you are before the creation of the world, you are afterwards, because even after the creation, it's you what's making the world every moment. Without you, nothing would be here. Okay, like I said, all this information that we're learning now, we're going to still need to build up in the person an awareness to bring him to the point that he wouldn't want to do Avera, ever. So right now he spoke about Avodah Zarah. Jew, that's everybody could understand. Even people that far away from Hashem, but Avodah Zarah they wouldn't do. So he's going to come with the cheshbon that every Avera, it's like or worse than Avodah Zarah. If you don't want to do Avodah Zarah, don't do any other Averas. Okay, Rabbi Yisrael, good night. We'll see you at Hashem tomorrow. Good evening.